Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you guys are new here, hello, welcome. My name is Emma. Today's video is going to be a good old-fashioned Q&A. I love answering questions, and if you guys couldn't tell, this is a different background behind me, or if you're new, it's a different background. I'm living in the Ukraine this summer. I'm teaching English with ILP, International Language Program, and so yeah, like Monday through Friday, we teach kids English through like games and activities and arts and crafts and stuff like that, and it's super fun. And we also have the opportunity to explore Kiev and other parts of Ukraine as well as Europe. We get a 2-week vacation, so it's just like so amazing and such a cool opportunity. I've been here for like a week and a half, so I posted one video of like flying here, getting settled in. I'm gonna keep on making like weekly vlogs, I think, so there will be another one up this coming weekend. The time change is super weird. We're 7 hours ahead of Cincinnati, at least where I'm from, so I think we're ahead. It's like 7 to 10 hours ahead of the US, so it's crazy. It's definitely hard because it's like, oh, I want to text my mom or my sister, and then I'm like, oh, you're not awake until like 4 p.m. I have had so many questions about like what I'm doing here, why I decided to come here, what every day kind of looks like for me, so that's why I'm just like including all of this on my YouTube channel, because I think that it would be really cool for you guys to get to see like what I'm doing and why I chose it and stuff like that. But yeah, Instagram is where I asked you guys to ask me any questions. I said just like ask me anything about anything, so there are like some normal questions that I'm gonna be answering as well, but yeah, there are a lot of them, so I'm gonna go ahead and get right on into the questions. So I'm gonna kind of start with the Ukraine questions, just because I feel like I need to explain that a little bit more, because it was kind of out of the blue and people were like, wait, what? Why are you in Ukraine? Someone asked if I got paid to teach, and no, I don't. It's a completely volunteer program. So yeah, the program fee was $2,520. That covers like your flight, your housing, food, like 3 meals a day, and then most of your transportation, like to and from school and around Kiev. So it's like I'm actually paying for this experience, but compared to like a study abroad, like I know people that have gone on like 7 to 10 day study abroad, and it's like over $3,000 for just like that small amount of time, whereas my program fee is less than that, and it's for the entire summer, like 3 months. So it's just like the price was so right, and I've always wanted to live in Europe, so it's super cool. And then we get to travel around and meet new people that, you know, I didn't know anybody coming into this, so it's really cool to be able to meet new people, to see what their lives are like, just to hang out with different people than I usually would, obviously because like they don't live around me. So it's just been so cool so far. I'll link ILP down below, because they go to so many different places. They go to like Lithuania, Ukraine, Russia, Romania, you know, Haiti, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic. Like they go all over, so Ukraine was just the place that I specifically chose. Are you living with a host family or with a roommate? I am living with a host family for the first month, and then the second 2 months we're actually out in like a little suburb, I think, at like a big house. It's like a summer camp type deal, so there we will all be living together. But right now we're all with host families, but like 4 girls all live together in the same house. There's a couple groups of 2 girls living together, and then there's like 4 of us who live alone. Are you feeling homesick? Hope you're having a great time. Thank you. I am having a great time. I feel like I am not really homesick at all yet. I will say that the past couple of days have been a little bit different. We've all kind of noticed it. We're not like in the honeymoon phase. We're like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome, because now we're like actually teaching every day, and you know, we're getting used to the food here and to our walk to school and the transportation, and it's just starting to become a little bit more real. So we've all kind of had our off days these past few days. I was definitely off like Sunday and Monday, but it's an adjustment for sure. But I still don't feel homesick. Like obviously I love my home, but I think that, I don't know, I'm just like, I feel like I'm adapting pretty well, and I don't feel homesick yet, but ask me again in like a week or 2. Favorite food you've had so far? My host mom makes a bunch of vegetable soup because I don't eat meat, which she said I'm her first host kid who hasn't eaten meat, so she's like just making a bunch of soup, and they're like very well known for borscht. So it's like well, in the winter it's like beets and potatoes and stuff like that, but last night we had like the green borscht, which is more of like the spring summer borscht, and it's just delicious. It's so yummy. Yeah, it's like chicken noodle soup, but like way better, and without the chicken. Do you like your hometown better so far? So assuming this means Cincinnati, which is where I'm from, I wouldn't necessarily say that I like it better. I think that it's just like all that I know. I feel like I definitely have like more of an appreciation for my hometown and for the United States in general. I definitely rip the United States a lot for like political, administrative, like legal stuff, and I'm like, this country sucks. But like when you go to other countries and you see what it's like, and you talk, like I talk with my host mom, and just to hear about like their politics and their economy and stuff like that, you definitely find an appreciation for your hometown and your home country, and you're like, wow, okay, I really do have it pretty well. So yeah, I wouldn't say Cincinnati is like better, but I love Cincinnati so much. But it's just, yeah, I mean, Kiev is just, it's different. I feel like you can't really compare them. Okay, so here's a couple non-Ukraine related questions. How did you meet your future roommates? So I am moving out. Actually, I get home August 1st. And that is the day that we are allowed to move into our new house. So I have lived with my parents for my whole entire life, but I have a house for this coming school year that's like right off campus, just because I'm gonna be there full time. So it just made sense for me to like move out and finally kind of start a life separated by my parents a little bit. And I have 3 roommates. One of them was completely random. I just found her on Facebook. There's like just a housing Facebook group chat thing on Facebook, so I just posted, I was like, oh, I have a house that I like, and is anybody interested? She responded. I met her. She's so sweet. I think she's gonna be a really fun roommate. The other one also met through the Facebook group, but she was actually in an online class of mine in the fall semester, so I felt like I like kind of knew her and it wasn't completely random. And then the 3rd roommate is actually my friend's girlfriend, so he was like, oh, like my girlfriend needs a place to live or is looking to move on campus. I was like, hey, cool, like I'll send her pictures, and we've hung out a couple times, and she's so cool and so nice. So I'm very excited. I feel like I definitely like lucked out with my roommates, and I'm so excited to like move into my own house and have my own room, kitchen, living room. It's just gonna be so much fun. So what are your plans for the future? So for the next year and a half, I'll be in college. I'm graduating a semester early if all goes well. So I will be graduating in December of 2020. And then after that, I'm hoping to go on like a little 2-week trip to like Southeast Asia and maybe Australia and New Zealand, just as like a graduation present. And I've always wanted to see those countries, so I think that would be super fun. And then hopefully in like January, I'll start like a post-grad life. So I want to be like a social media marketer coordinator for like a resort company, so like Four Seasons or Marriott or something like that. So I would definitely like love to move out of my hometown. So I kind of originally thought like out of the country, but now I'm not so sure, just with the language barrier and stuff like that. So I'm thinking maybe like out west or down south or Hawaii. Hawaii is like obviously ideal. I think that would be awesome. So yeah, I don't really know. I'm definitely like a planner, but I feel like post-grad, like you just don't know where you're gonna go until you actually start like applying to jobs. But Hawaii social media marketing is definitely like my future goals. How did you come up with the idea of spending your summer in Ukraine? So about a year ago, Zoe Laz, I don't know if you guys follow her, she is like a content creator on Instagram, and she went on a little promotional trip with ILP to China, I believe. And so I saw her post about it, and so I looked at the Instagram and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And then I went to the website and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, like price is right, cool places to live, teaching kids, communication, relates to my major, stuff like that. So yeah, I just kind of applied and I just like went for it. I didn't really think that much about it. And then Ukraine, I knew that I was kind of like between Thailand and Ukraine. Thailand though, it has like a super long waiting list. I didn't even get accepted into there. So I was accepted to Lithuania and Ukraine, and I chose Ukraine because Lithuania is farther north. And so I just kind of figured that it would be like harder to travel to, or like more expensive to travel to, because Kiev's just like a bigger city, so it's cheaper to like fly in and out of. Plus the American dollar goes a lot further here. So like $1 is like 27 grivna. So like this orange juice that I bought yesterday was like 22 grivna. I buy like, this is well, it's empty, but animal crackers, those were like 38 grivna. So I liked that too because I knew that my money would go a lot further here. Has your opinion about waiting until marriage changed when you stopped being religious? What is it? So yeah, it definitely has changed. Yeah, I would have considered myself a Christian up until like my junior year of high school, and then I just started researching like other religions and Christianity specifically, and then Catholicism and Judaism and Islam and, you know, Buddhism and Hinduism and all these different religions. And then you're like, okay, wait, like how can each one, like how is just one right? And I think for me, there's a quote that I love: if I'm a Christian, I believe that all of the other religions are wrong. And so it's like we just take it one step further, where like maybe none of them are true. And obviously, like, I still don't have a definitive answer. I feel like you can't have a definitive answer. Like, there's no way to really know for sure, and I could be wrong. But I just feel like the like possibility of just one being right is really slim. And I feel like it's, I don't know, I just find religion is very man-made. Sorry for the spiel, but I felt like I had to like clarify, especially if you like didn't know, because you'd be like, wait, what? So yeah, anyways, about waiting till marriage, I, as a Christian, I guess I feel like I really didn't know like what I believed and why I believed it, just because that's like what you did, and like I never really questioned it. And like obviously my friends were on a similar page, and the boy that I dated in high school was on the same page. Like, sex was never in the cards for us. That's something that was, you know, for marriage. I will say, I mean, I'm not waiting until marriage. I'm also, though, not one just to give myself to anyone. Like, I don't think that just like hooking up is good. I would like to see potential in a partner before I give myself to them. So that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, I'm not waiting for marriage. I don't know when marriage will happen for me. If it will, probably way later on, and I just don't feel the need to wait to have sex until I'm married. Okay, next question is, what classes are you taking this fall? So I am signed up for 18 credits, which is the most that I've ever taken. 6 classes. Wish me luck. I'm gonna need it because most of them are upper level. So I'm taking communication theory, which is like a required class for the communication bachelor's degree. Taking communication research methods, which is also required. I'm taking consumer behavior and advertising management, which both count towards my marketing minor. And then I'm taking intro to economics, or I think it's microeconomics, which also counts towards marketing. And then I'm taking intro to IT, which counts towards my certificate in digital engagement. 2 are online, my intro to econ and intro to IT, which I've heard IT is a very easy class. So I'm hoping that'll be okay, and then I can focus on my other 5 classes because I can handle 5 classes just fine. But yeah, those are the classes that I'm taking in the fall. I'm super excited, but I will say it's really nice not having any homework or any schoolwork. Just gotta remember that I only have a year and a half left, 4 semesters, including summer, so I'll be okay. So someone asked, what exactly is your current job and how did you get into it? So yeah, I do have a part-time job. I mean, not this summer, I'm not working at all. But I work at a dance store in Cincinnati. It's just local. I work like right under the owner, who's awesome. She's such a boss businesswoman. I love learning from her. And it's just super fun to be able, because like I feel like I'm kind of like in charge of the store, so I get to do like a lot of fun stuff with like social media and like choosing new leotards and, you know, items that come into the store, and then I get to do back office and website stuff. So I feel like I just get to do like a bunch of different stuff, and it's super awesome. How I got into it, I had a friend who worked there who was leaving, and she was like, oh, you can come like kind of take my spot. So I applied, and that's how I got it. It was super easy. Yeah, I feel like most of my jobs have kind of been like handed to me, which kind of worries me for the future. And then when I get back in August, we're actually planning on doing like a social media marketing campaign for the dance store and related to like our website, and trying to push e-commerce orders. So I'm gonna work with that with my boss. And I mean, I'll also still work in the store because you have to kind of keep your foot in to know like what's going on and what's happening. But she put together this whole plan for me, and she was like, okay, you're gonna do this, you know, you'll be able to talk about it in future interviews, it's gonna look so good on your resume. So she's definitely working with me to help me kind of acquire my dream job, and she's just, it's awesome. Like, I'm so happy that I work there. What was the biggest difficulty you had to face since moving to the Ukraine so far? I feel like the biggest difficulty for me is the language barrier. I have absolutely no idea what they're saying when they speak in Russian. It's definitely a very like difficult language, and even like when you're just like reading words, like I can't even begin to guess what things mean. Like in Italian or French, like you can kind of get an idea of what they're trying to say, but in Russian, nope. So yeah, that's been hard. I mean, my local coordinator at my school speaks English, really good English. My host mom speaks pretty good English. The kids kind of speak a little bit. They also go to the school, so like I get to teach them, which is fun. But yeah, I feel like the language barrier is definitely the hardest, as well as like just getting adjusted to the food. I feel like those two things are really all that's been hard, but I wouldn't even consider it that hard. Like, I feel like the adjustment has been fairly easy. Do you want to move out of the country? So originally I did, yeah. I wanted to like move to Europe or like Tahiti or somewhere tropical for social media marketing and for a resort, but now Hawaii is definitely number one. But I would obviously be up to moving out of the country. I think, again, like the world is so big, and staying in your little bubble isn't really like what's best. So I really don't care where I go, but I would definitely move out of the country. What were the fears of this trip that you had? I feel like I really didn't have any. I was very surprised. People kept asking me like, oh, are you nervous? Are you nervous? Like, that's such a big thing that you're about to do. And I really wasn't nervous at all. I was just super excited. I feel like it also didn't really seem real yet. The only time that I like cried was at the airport when I was saying goodbye to my parents, and I just kind of like broke down. But other than that, like, I mean, I cried a little bit the first night just because I was like, okay, this is real, this is happening. But yeah, I really was not scared. I was not anxious. I wasn't nervous, nothing. I was just like, all right, we're gonna do this and we're gonna have the best freaking time. And this is just gonna be an amazing experience. Is there anything you wish you would have done in college or high school? Ooh, I like this question. I feel like for college, I definitely wish I would have got more involved. I feel very out of place and kind of like an alien at my campus, and I think that's just because I've lived at home for the 2 years while everyone, like, or not everyone, but a lot of people live, you know, in dorms or like right off campus, and they're involved with all these student activities and boards and sororities, and I didn't do any of that stuff. And I feel like I really just didn't have the time with like commuting and work. So yeah, I feel like I just wished I would have gotten a little bit more involved my first 2 years, because I feel like once you're a junior, it's like, wait, joining a class with a bunch of freshmen, but I think that's okay too. There's this communication organization that I think I'm gonna join spring semester. I can't join fall because I already am taking 18 credits, so I would have to pay more money to sign up for that class, which I'm not willing to do. So I think I'm gonna do it spring semester. And then, yeah, maybe join a club. I know a friend of mine is in like a mountaineering club, and she really likes that, so I might try and find a club that I can join. As for high school, like, I did dance and I had my friends, and I feel like high school was pretty good overall. Who takes your pictures in the Ukraine? Just the girls that I'm sightseeing with, so mostly Christine. Macy takes a couple, but I mean, we all are like taking similar pictures, so it's not like abnormal for me to be like, okay, take a picture of me looking at these flowers. Like, that's kind of normal. So yeah. All right, so my camera just started flashing low battery, so those are all the questions that I am going to answer. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want me to do these like a little bit more regularly so that you can ask about like my summer, obviously feel free, or you guys can like DM me or comment on my Instagram photos and I can like incorporate them into the weekly vlogs. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.